Kolento versus Thijs. Woo! I've been waiting for another one of these for a long time.
This is just, in all aspects of Hearthstone, this is as good as it gets. Streamers, they are two of the absolute biggest. All-time competitors, they are two of the absolute best. And just being good at Hearthstone, I would say these are also two of the most proficient Hearthstone players that we currently have.
I have no question about that as well. This is a fantastic one we have coming up. Thijs and Kolento have competed between the two of them in the 2014, the 2015, the 2016, and the 2017 World Championships.
I haven't competed in one.
Most people have not.
You're not wrong there. That is a very impressive record.
My name is Alexander Malsh. You might know me as Kolento. My favorite moment in Hearthstone is probably when I won the Y-Game House Cup. It was one of my first tournaments I won, and it probably was the first LAN I won, so it felt very special. Being in Grandmasters is a big honor. It's just a proof that I'm a part of best players in Hearthstone. It's not like I need it so much, I just know it myself, but it still feels kind of nice. I feel like it's much easier to perform when I'm really into the deck and I enjoy it. It just transforms into clearance and better understanding of what's the best play at the moment. For Grandmaster League, I feel like regions are pretty stacked. I really like to play against people I know personally and I met before. I have respect for them. I think competing will be fun. Well, not many words can be said about Thijs. I played against him many times in later and tournaments. He's a good player. It's gonna be tough.
My name is Thijs, also known as G2 Thijs on Twitter and Thijs on Twitch. What makes me very unique is that I just really am very passionate about Hearthstone. I have a very preferred style of playing. It's definitely something that I want to be less predictable, but it's always going to be a challenge for me. For me, Grandmaster means that you are like just very good at the game, and for me that's kind of satisfying as well to like just get that spot. I'm still a competitor, I'm a competitor in my heart, and that's what I want to show. In the competition in Europe, I always want actually the strongest group I can. It gives me extra motivation. I've always feel that the way I improve is when I play against very good players, so yeah, I'm actually happy to be in Europe. Europe is the best. Come on. I want to just prove over and over again that I'm still like one of the best players in the world. Getting to the top is difficult, but staying at the top is, in my opinion, even more difficult. If I will win, I will probably like celebrate, yeah. Let's be real. I'm very looking forward to Kolento, not only because of the meme, but also because we have faced so many times against each other over the last 5 years. And it has always been great, it's always been very close, and I always feel a little rivalry, so I definitely want to win that match. I have only one word for this guy. May the best Kolento win.
Mulligan against Mage, which I have to be honest, I thought was crazy when I saw it.
I don't even know what to say about the cameras right now.
Production, you are funny.
I hope that's intentional. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, I'm getting word. They're laughing. It was intentional. I think Thijs is just gonna die here.
So what are the plays? He cannot go Evocation Giant Frost Nova, he doesn't have enough mana.
Frost Nova, Snap Freeze, Evocation, Mana Cyclone.
Or it's Frost Nova Evocation Double Cyclone? No, yeah, this is better.
I want that Leok going.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see what we can get himself.
Breathing room, at least. Thijs has gotten some good stuff in the past matches. And some good stuff here. Oh my god! He just picked the 3 cards he wanted. Whoa!
Dude, these are insane.
That was like one of the best outcomes you could get. More threat pressure. Like, Thijs still needs help. There's a deadly shot with an Unleash the Hounds in Kolento's hand, and there's 2 Timberwolves in play.
They are both popping off this game. This is like the best of both decks here.
My gosh.
My hand is too full.
Even beautiful positioning from Kolento around Cone of Cold. The 2 Timberwolves on the right-hand side, which are very valuable, and the Hyena on the left-hand side. So he cannot kill the Timberwolves and freeze the Hyena.
I think this play yields a big payoff if this succeeds.
Yes, it does. And even if a deadly shot is there, he has the second giant to go for Giant Conjurer's Calling Ray of Frost next turn.
Yeah, my problem is that if Deadly Shot... Thijs is trying to force a trade at the very least, and I think when he gets Deadly Shotted here, he knows he's done.
He could just Cone of Cold and ping on this turn as well.
You can Conjurer's Calling the Hyena as well.
Aside from a Ziliax coming off of a Conjurer's Calling somehow.
Yeah,
not even sure.
Not a 5-cost minion.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Quickly.
Okay. Let's slow down a little bit here.
Another deadly shot.
I do think that this was strictly weaker.
Because is he losing?
Did he miss the attacks?
With what?
His minions!
Hyena was frozen.
But the Timberwolf and the dog were not! Thijs is still at 11! You can't do that!
What?
You cannot do that!
You're correct. What?
He might be
Thijs
done.
has an in into this game.
He needs to find 7 more damage off the back of this. 7.
Time runs out on me.
I mean, Kolento's still in a pretty good spot, right? He can still go for the deadly shot.
I'm playing a mirror image. Let him unleash. He already used one. Both Timberwolves are gone.
Yeah, I agree. You can't play around everything.
That doesn't do anything.
Kolento had a lock on this game.
More big turn.
To my side.
33%. Whoa! Oh my. Thijs cannot capitalize on damage just yet, though.
He can go double Conjurer's Calling on the Hyenas? Is that ever a consideration? Or does he have to draw through to Frost Nova? Or does he just taunt up, just go for
So
4 Grave Horrors?
let's look at the way that Thijs loses this game. I think it is exactly
What to do?
double kill
What
command
to
or
do?
failing to have enough taunts in play.
That's the nightmare.
Time runs out on me.
Well, he's got another shot. If you use Research Project, you have 1 Ray of Frost in the deck. And that means Conjurer's Calling. Second taunt in play, but this might not be enough. He has to trade. And trading, I don't think, is enough.
Dire Frenzy, Kill Command,
Kolento wins.
lethal.
That is a massive punt recovery on Kolento's side.
Yeah. That game should not have been anywhere near as close as it ended up being.
That's a big angry hyena, though.
It's got to be said as well, props to Thijs. I think he handled that situation with the Hyenas admirably. The one thing I was considering that could maybe have done different was the first turn he played a Giant, he could have gone Mage, because they have very little removal. Thijs does take in a Frostbolt, I guess, but that Direwolf Falcon could just stick around and attack turn after turn.
They've done it again.
They've done what?
Well, you remember game number 1 where they showed 2 images of Thijs? Now they're showing 2 images of Kolento.
I don't get what you're saying. Let's just move on. There's nothing going on here at all.
All right. This is often, I think, a super underrated play in Hunter.
Hyena on 2.
Just play it.
Yeah.
Against decks that are light on removal, that have pretty weak minions that they're afraid of playing into Hyena for fear of you using Spring Paws and buffing them, this looks so threatening from Thijs. Like, there's honestly a chance he tries to go into a ping-ping turn,
What to do?
but he knows that
What
Dire
to
Frenzy
do?
with coin is one of the main reasons Kolento would do this.
That's a fantastic point you bring up. And even though Kolento doesn't have it, Thijs is still very much afraid of that. So I imagine he counteracts that by just going for the Banana Buffoon instead of Ping Ping. Wow. Or stopping it from being able to sacrifice Spring Paws into anything, because he just plays a big old Khadgar.
And look, board presence of his own. The one counterplay that Kolento has to this is exactly Unleash Timberwolf. He's got the first, or the second part of that.
Ooh. Man, Tyson, these mana cycles insane.
And he can't get the Unleash Timberwolf this turn.
Yeah.
And now I think Kolento is in major trouble.
What to do? What to
Think I'm looking at a Mana Cyclone turn.
Oh,
good job, Conjurer's Calling. Nice positioning.
That is just taunting him. Or rather, it's not taunting him, unfortunately, so he's going to take a lot of damage.
Double Ray. And Mana Cyclone. Ah,
Yep.
Kill the minion. This also plays around the counterplay of Unleash a little bit more. Oh, good job, Mana Cyclone. Nice timing.
I mean, yet again, not bad cards, right? Mirror Image for the Giant is pretty sick. Even just going double Research Project in a single turn, it could be the swing that he needs to pull this back.
Yeah, the thing with Research Project is, you know, the double-sided effect is obviously not a fun thing, but if Kolento's hand is pretty full,
right,
you really cut the symmetrical effect of Research Project.
I mean, if it becomes 2-mana draw 2 and even mill your opponent some cards, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think there's a chance you mill something against key, but more often than not, it's just your opponent already has a full hand.
Right.
They're effectively not drawing cards.
Exactly.
Or he can play Mirror Image
It's true.
first to set up the positioning for the Flame Tongue.
Runs out on me.
If he wants to have the Giant sit
yeah.
outside of both the taunts. So that way when both the taunts are killed, the Mountain Giant moves next to the Flame Tongue. Oh, and he gets to take away the random chance of a spell here, too.
That's true. Boop. Could have burnt another card. Oh, no, wait, he couldn't because he actually cast the
He's got so much going
Research
on.
Project first.
Like, it's going to take so much time for Kolento to get back into this spot.
Yeah. I think, like, a very small bit of mispositioning there for Thijs.
Unleash found.
Either way,
Okay.
this is the card that Kolento needs to have any hint of a chance. He's finally found it.
He can actually fight back this turn.
He can go Timberwolf, trade, Deadly Shot, and clear the board.
Big turn.
Exactly what he's going to do. He's won board control. And Thijs' hand is actually not looking that threatening.
I think there is a lot of merit to using Freezing Trap. I think there's a lot of merit to using Direwolf and Timberwolf to simply push. Like, there's a lot going on this turn.
I think the Freezing Trap, given that Kolento has 100% knowledge that Ziliax is in hand, is not a play on this turn.
I agree with that.
Off of the Ursatron, of course.
You pay heed to win. That's going to be important.
Yeah. I think this looks much more juicy. Whoa.
So his intent is to use the center position for Spring Paw
Yes,
to
you
get
are correct.
most damage to face as well as most board presence.
Man, this is like a beast buffing machine. You just put in Lynxes and out come big hyenas.
The Luna turn.
Arena's full. Beat.
However, Kolento still can clear this stuff off. I mean, he has Lynxes in hand. And the center position on the Direwolf Alpha, that matters. I wonder if Thijs actually should be Ray of Frosting one of these Direwolf Alphas.
Out of cards.
The Unleash the Hounds comes into hand, but obviously only one board space.
And there's only one card left in the deck for Kolento.
So we can just go bam, bam, trade in both of them into the Rabble Bouncer. This is so close. Is Thijs able to freeze enough on the following turn? Like, if this Apprentice doesn't die, his Luna could be absolutely absurd. He could draw the rest of his deck.
If the Sorcerer's Apprentice doesn't die, I fear for Kolento.
Can it die?
No,
He can't kill it off.
he doesn't have the board space.
Nope. Just throwing down the trap, trying to mess with Thijs' head here. Stopping damage coming to face as well, I
think
suppose.
timing of this is very important.
Yeah.
To my side.
This game is absolutely just on the razor's edge at the moment. He's thinking, what secrets could it be? If it's explosive, do I want to attack at all? Do I want to attack a minion? What if it's snake trap?
If it's snake trap, you don't get provided information.
What to do?
Right.
The full board.
What to do?
As with rat trap as well, if you plays 3 cards, but
The play is
Doesn't-
Luna in Elemental.
yes,
I know that.
I agree.
Behold the tools of creation.
It's a little bit of damage, or removal, of course.
He doesn't know what to Frostbolt.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Does now.
He's hoping it's not
Behold
explosive
the
trap
tools
quite
of
badly.
Ooh.
That's big. He's running out of cards himself, though. He's only got 2 cards left in the deck.
Behold the tools of creation.
Frostnova! Research Project!
Is Research Project just lethal?
1, 2, 3. Yes!
Behold
Research Project was lethal!
of creation.
Research Project was lethal!
Research Project was just lethal.
He would have taken 1 damage in fatigue, 2 damage in fatigue. No, it wasn't lethal because he draws the first card, draws the first damage for fatigue.
So it was
then he
only
draws
3
return.
damage.
It was only
It was
3
only 3
damage.
damage.
It was only lethal if the Sorcerer's Apprentice connected in that spot. So the Frostnova was the pick. Oh,
I'm out of cards.
Dire
And it's
Frenzy's the
Dire
last
Frenzy's
card.
the last card. He's not taking fatigue damage.
Unleash the Hound's Dire Frenzy?
That's what I'm looking at. Could even go Unleash the Hound's Dire Frenzy Master's Call, but
You don't have the mana to clear off the Rabble Bouncer.
Yeah.
You need to clear off damage. You're at 6. So Link's Dire Frenzy, Master's Call, play another Link's. That's not enough. I think Kolento's just dead. He's just dead. There's just 5 damage on board he can't contest. If he Dire Frenzies and he Master's Call, he's out of mana.
No, because it's a 3-attack Lynx, right? So he plays the Lynx. He can kill off the Apprentice, right? Exactly.
Life moves quickly.
So he takes the hit of
He
fatigue.
doesn't have board space though. He can't play the Lynx first.
So 4 damage into this.
He can't efficiently kill enough. He's just dead. The board space is what's killing him here.
Well fought.
Tie game.
Oh my goodness.
What a weird... A research project was relevant.
Very relevant.
Mill Mage. He's just milling the cards away. What?
He could have played up to 3 research projects that game.
Why is Hearthstone?
Just gave him a, right from the get-go, incredibly dominant board position.
Okay, now...
You're just taking the mickey at this point.
Yeah.
Production.
Enough is enough. I don't know.
Those cards have to be too good to just throw out, right?
What
You
to
can get the
do?
Mana Cyclone
What
turn
to
at
do?
basically any point that you want in Thijs' position. It's very cheap to expend. So I think that just simply expending a Ray of Frost here, totally reasonable.
I agree.
You got to do something this turn. You don't want to give up Coin. Coin is like easily one of the best mage cards right now.
Yes, that is true.
What's the prime turn for it, though?
That's the question. Could be just right now. If you're coming into an Unleash the Beast turn, this
What to
stacks up
do?
pretty nicely against an
What to
Unleash the Beast.
do?
So it disrupts Kolento's turn quite drastically.
When I look for future turns, I just don't see him. It's going to take you so long, and everything you play is going to die.
done.
So I think this is just the play. Just play your big stuff because it's big.
So how much mana are we looking at this turn? Direwolf, Lynx, attack with the weapon, deadly shot is a full clear.
And-
Or just burn
but it's
down.
not rare.
Right? It's mage, right? Like
Yeah.
it has a lot of burn spells. Pick up of the Timberwolf as well is pretty important here for Kolento because as soon as Thijs picks up a mirror image and goes for some kind of a Sorcerer's Apprentice, mirror image, Sea Giant turn, he's got the pretty perfect answer of Unleash Timberwolf.
Double Ray of Frost Shooting Star.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like this more than the Ziliax.
Spell's coming, goes to 8 cards in hand, then you can play Mana Cyclone. Well,
That's not bad.
so that would be 4 spells and then 5 spells. So he would go to 10 cards in hand here.
He could then just freeze. Oh no, wait, he'd have to double freeze one of his own minions,
He
right?
could play a Conjurer's Calling.
Runs out on
That's
me.
true. Well, that would also have to be played 2 copies of, right? Because it's twin spell. But he can play pretty much anything he gets off of it here. As those are some pretty good spells.
One of
Wow.
them is not twin spelled.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're correct. You're correct.
It's just like stuff. Like, it's just so much stuff that you're like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough stuff that you don't really want to kill it all. But I think when you're moving towards a Zul'jin turn, you're quite happy just clearing stuff off. Tracking, I think, is pretty unlikely to get played this game.
For the Unleash the Hounds.
And you really want Dire Frenzy played off Zul'jin.
Yes. Wow. This turn is so different to how I would have played it. Guess he wanted to spend the mana on this turn? What is Kolento's
He's
thinking
going for a
behind the
kill him
Master's
game
Claw?
plan. He's just going to try to kill him.
He doesn't have Tundra Rhino left in the deck now with his secondary deck that he switched over to. Doesn't have Scale Hide. But I guess Tundra Rhino is the important one with him trying to just go for a kill and burst
What
lethal
to
plan.
do? What to do?
I mean, Zul'jin's going to give you a lot of board.
The Ziliax Conjurer's Calling, which I think Thijs is moving forwards towards here, I think is very, very nice. This is why I like saving it on the last turn. Being able to make 2 5-drops here can be huge. And that's pretty huge.
You can hero power your own Gurubashi things.
The Gurubashi's big. The dragon guy, whatever his name is just a 3/5 for 5 mana. And her. And again, more spells being played here for Kolento turn after turn. Just setting up for that Zul'jin.
I have a big question mark about not using that Dire Frenzy.
Yeah. I'm unconvinced as well. I think I like the Dire Frenzy there, but even so for Thijs, this turn is equally, if not more, difficult. The amount of decisions he has to go through here while playing around Unleash and Zul'jin and everything else that could happen on this turn is very, very difficult.
I think with a pair of Frost Novas, a Ray of Frost, and a Snap Freeze,
You just go as big as
I
possible.
think you just try to find the way to kill him.
I like
It is going to be so hard for Kolento to fight back against this.
It goes down to 4.
And it's in a turn where Kolento wants to play Zul'jin, and I think Zul'jin, it looks a lot worse here.
I like the look of this. An awful lot.
Time runs out on me.
Wondering about freezing versus trading here. Being unable to kill off the Leok is actually quite bad, because the Leok with the Unleash the Hounds is very scary.
There's only 5 minion spots, though. And
That's
if
true.
Unleash happens before in the Zul'jin pool,
Good
that means
point.
they don't get the 5/5s from Twin Spell.
Yep.
There's just too much pressure, I think, coming down. And it's too efficient of pressure from Thijs' side. It's extremely health-efficient pressure.
Zul'jin's a hell of a card, though. It could pull you back from the most dire of circumstances.
Something's got to go awfully good here. Yeah, if he's going to play Zul'jin, I think you do this first because you want less Unleash the Hounds.
You are correct. Because even if he gets 4 beasts here, he can still go for the Unleash the Beast Wyverns as well.
First one cast, good.
Very nice.
You want to see the second one of those before the Unleash. Deadly Shot, good target.
That's fine.
Ah! And the Deadly Shot happens first, so you get the other Wyvern.
It's working out gorgeously for Kolento.
I wonder what that tracking burned.
Destroying through his entire deck.
No beasts left in the deck. So I'm curious. I don't think you can actually see what the tracking burned. Maybe you can over the Zul'jin. But I'm thinking if that second Dire Frenzy's gone, there is actual time to worry.
How does Thijs ever clear this though, right? Like with no Conjurer's Callings left available at the moment, it's looking rough.
I mean, Azari's still alive. He's got Arcane Intellect. He's got Book of Specters.
Trading off to play around the Rabble Bouncer as well has an immediate reward there for Kolento.
If he hits a Conjurer's Calling from this Arcane Intellect, can he hit a Conjurer's Calling?
I'm trying to think if one of the ones he cast was randomly generated.
I'll tell you what else he can do. He can play a Mountain Giant and a Sorcerer's Apprentice and freeze the board.
Mountain Giant Rabble Bouncer on this turn with a couple of trades.
So the thinking for me is that he knows that Kolento has Unleash the Beast in hand.
It's true.
He can be rest assured that the Dire Wolves and Spring Paws are in hand. Obviously, you've seen the Master's Calls. So how do you best fend off against that? So I'm thinking Sorcerer's Apprentice freeze here, wipe out the 6 attacks.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you don't even have to wipe out the 6 attacks. You could do that later.
It depends how much aggressive potential he thinks he has, because saving the Ray of Frost for more freezes rather than more removal is very tempting.
Second kill command picked up.
Oh. It's a lot of damage, though, for Kolento. This he doesn't have any more... I think it's looking good for Kolento. I think he just sees his board.
This is very much like the Kolento 101, too. It's like, you just kill all their stuff. How are they going to kill you?
Yeah.
You got to be interested in killing Ozari here.
Oh.
And so the question is
100%.
Lynx and Hatchet versus Marked Shot.
Yeah.
The Marked Shot is more damage efficiency for next turn, and I don't think he knows exactly what spell he wants. And now, things for Thijs look really rough.
They look terrible, and I think this was a somewhat expected outcome after the last turn from Kolento, no matter what Thijs did on the last turn.
Round 10. The expression from Thijs is like, oh, well, I don't know about this one.
Are we research project gamers again? He's just running through his head what is actually left in his deck. He has no Antonidas in his secondary. Questing adventurers are taken out.
Time runs out on me. Arena's full. Beat him.
Job done.
That was not a good turn.
Yeah, and Thijs here, I think, is going to be very much wishing that he had cast the Ray of Frost on the Wyvern a couple of turns ago to kill it off when he had the opportunity.
Okay, well, I'm going to interrupt my thought.
This is an okay well moment as well. The Luna being picked up is important, and the mirror images is a good card to pick up afterwards. As is that.
Behold the tools of creation.
As is that, okay.
Behold the tools of creation.
I don't think he has enough threat potential.
Can Kolento kill enough stuff here, though? He obviously can if he wants to. Kill command, mark shot, kills off.
Yeah,
Even now with a deadly shot, for if anything good does happen for Thijs.
He's just going to keep killing everything.
Yep. Yes, he is.
So interesting to watch. It's like nothing flashy really happened this game. Just blew up all his stuff.
Pretty much. I think like the only one real obvious mistake was the Master's Call, which has just panned out horrendously. And I don't really know what he was looking for, to be honest, with the pick of Master's Call over Dire Frenzy.
Yeah, I would say that was...
It was just a mistake, right? Like
I think so.
What could possibly have panned out that differently that summoning 3 more beasts from the deck when you already have Zul'jin casting your second copy of Master's Call? I think other than that, like, Kolento's just been, he's just been playing good, just killing everything he can.
He understood the position.
Yep. Yeah, Book of Spectres. I think he's going to know what the cards are left in his deck, and he's going to know this does not work.
I'm out of cards.
Indeed you are.
Yep.
Kolento has completely run Thijs out of resources. It takes it 2-1 in our match of the day and continues a long competitive history of Kolento getting the better of Thijs.
Absolutely. That was a close series. That second game there for Thijs